Yes, people. Welcome back to AFC Talk Show TV. I know it has been a while, but a show obviously got cancelled on Monday / we moved it to Tuesday with my guy David. But we are back now after a long, hard week of trying to fit this in the schedule pause. We just managed to get it in, and now we are back. It is just me for now, but hopefully I'll be joined with a guest a little bit later. I think he's just finishing up watching or seeing the rest of the England game and going from there. But yes, Arsenal are finishing the international break. Obviously, we finished the international break, of course, with a win against Manchester United, which I will get into, but first, make sure if you're watching this, please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps more than you guys know. And of course, it's free, man. That is the main thing. It is free. You know, we love a nice free thing. Trust me on that one, guys. Trust me on that one. We're going to get pretty much straight into it. Arsenal against Manchester United. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Yeah. What a game. What a game. Yeah. Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Manchester United, of course, went 1-0 up. Yeah, and then we quickly swift out of the way and basically got rid of them. You know, my guest is here in the back room. I'm just waiting for him to load up so I can add him to the stream. Here he is. Of course, you guys know him. He is a legend on this platform already. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah, all good. I mean, I was just running a few errands. I missed the end of the Ukraine-England game. Didn't get to see either of the goals because I was sort of busy with a lot of other stuff. And, there's also rugby going on. Hopefully the rugby boys can do themselves justice. Yep, full-time, a draw. Shouldn't really affect our chances of qualifying very much, but the only problem is that having beaten Italy, if they win their remaining games, it could very well be tighter than hoped, and that's not really what we want. But it is what it is, and I'll probably catch the highlights a bit later. But it's back to we're talking about club football for now. So yes. I think you already started the discussion. Yes.
Yes, I literally just started it by just giving Man United fans what they want, and that is for me just to go Arsenal 3, Manchester United 1. Fergie time, bro. I never thought I'd love it.
I wouldn't necessarily say that they wanted it per se, but any chance to banter them is always going to be welcome, I would imagine.
Of course. It's all love at the end of the day. But Manny, of course, it was. Now we're looking back on it, and it seems quite a while back. But I presume thoughts ain't changed for you. Big win just before international break.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Any sort of a win would always be welcome, especially before the international break. And the fact that we had to depend on, let's get things straight. In as much as we probably deserve to get something from the game for the fight and the intensity that we showed, we need to take a look at this performance and say we rode our luck once again. And there were times when. I mean, that one particular decision, of course, which ruled out that Garnacho goal was, of course, fine margins. But according to the letter of the law, that was, in fact, given. And, I've seen similar decisions given when the fingertips or the hand was sort of in play. So I don't think United can have any complaints about that. And the penalty shout for Havertz was also definitely no penalty. So VAR did its job. We should credit VAR for getting those two big calls right. But I think it's fair to say that this season they've been under scrutiny. They've been criticised and deservedly so. it's all about the fine margins, mate. And one of the reasons why I say this is because last season we had similar wins like this, and a lot of people were, picking up those wins, saying that's the stuff of champions. Fat lot of good that did us. Sometimes, when you get a fortunate win like that, champions, true champions, look back on that with introspection and say, inasmuch we're not going to look a gift horse in its mouth. It's 3 points any which way, but we really, really should do better. We can't depend on these wins. Bear in mind that, with the exception of Partey, mercifully not being played at right back, this was effectively the same team, which drew at home to the Cottagers.
Yeah, so, indeed. Yeah.
But we did show a little bit more of the intensity. We were looking to attack a lot more. The only problem was we knew that United would always be dangerous on the counter-attack, and that is pretty much how it worked when Rashford scored that goal. Defensively, again, I don't care how menacing this inverted stuff makes our midfield and attack look. It's not going to be worth it against the big teams if we get caught out again and again and again.
I agree with that. I think we led our own mistakes, really. I think the first goal, Rashford's one, Ramsdale, I can't blame him, but quite honestly, the defence, they should have got a challenge in earlier. Don't let the man on the right foot. Everyone knows it. I know it. You know it. Why haven't none of these players? Why didn't White or any of them really? I can't remember who exactly was involved in that. I presume White was, because it was down that left-hand side to right side of White. And you don't let him cut in on his right foot. That's silly as. And then again, the Garnacho goal, which could have obviously been given onside if VAR didn't obviously put the lines right, etc. Correct decision on that. But that was a mistake by us as well, from what I can see. We just seem to just be letting teams make our own mistake. It weren't like United come and set up like they did when they played Tottenham. They seemed like a little bit more free watching that game. It seemed like it was a little bit more end to end. You could see United having more of possession, and that also Tottenham then got their chances. And that with us and them, it was literally just us. It was attack versus defence, and when they got their moment, when we allowed them to make mistakes and that, then they managed to get up and get their goal from it. But overall, looking at it, it doesn't fill me with the greatest load of confidence. And I presume you're the same here, bro, because maybe, and this ain't disrespect on United. This is me being honest. They're not the Manchester City, They're not going to kill you off in minutes by giving them those mistakes. If we make those mistakes against Manchester City, possibly even Liverpool as well, we would get punished. And that's just facts. But I think we were lucky in the end. But from what the stats show, and I know not everything is about the stats, but we were on top. And from what it says, from what it has been, we did deserve to win it. But I do see where the manager will have to get in. They'll need to look at this and be like, look, at this start of the season, at this moment, it's important to get performances, not as well as points. Of course, points is the most important, but it's good to get some decent performances. This time last year, Manny, we were playing better, We were better. We were playing with that more flowing football. I don't know whether it's because we've now got Havertz in the middle. Rice has come in. Rice was excellent, by the way, I have to say. But maybe it is because we're trying to adjust. But I'm not too sure. It doesn't seem like we're so much more free throwing as we were. I don't know whether you see on that as well.
Yeah, this actually reminds me of a video that Northside LDN did. Big up to him, by the way. Recently, of course, he had his birthday. So once again, feliz aniversario, meu irmão, que Deus abençoe você, and hope to catch up with you again on the stream very time soon. Now, one of the reasons why I absolutely love Northside is because most of his videos, especially after the games, a few days after, see him cooking all of these guys who come on AFTV. And in particular, there's one guy, he goes by Gunner King on Twitter, and he's now recently decided to get in with the AFTV crowd. So he actually came on after the Fulham game and was talking about how we still need to, show faith in the team. And when it comes to experimentation, a lot of people were complaining that Arteta supposedly wasn't experimenting enough. And so the idea of playing Partey at right back was a response by saying, we got to try and experiment. But at the end of the day, MK, it was really only a case of doing whatever he wanted to do to continue playing that inverted system, because he had pretty much determined that Kieran Tierney was not a part of his plans no matter what. And the arrogance of the guy to not even consider a strategy which goes away from his inverted, or should I say perverted nonsense, is, it's really galling in many ways. And one thing which I remember saying, and I remember quote tweeting Igal, who tried to big him up. I said, look, there's such a thing as responsible experimentation and irresponsible experimentation. And basically, Arteta wasn't fooling anyone when he was trying this supposedly something different by putting Partey right back, because as Lee Judges, big up to him as well, said, we saw that near the end of last season where he'd come in at right back, anything to just nudge Tierney out of the picture. And we lost to Nottingham Forest at the City Ground, and that was the end of our challenge for the title. And so it's a question of not even so much experimenting, but just doing whatever he wants to do to try to make sure his system continues to be played, no matter what the demerits are of that. And the consequence of Partey playing at right back was that we were even weaker defensively, especially given that Gabriel wasn't starting. Never really we were weaker defensively, and we were never our free-flowing self. As a consequence of that, thankfully, not because of Partey's injury, he was forced to bring Zinchenko back, effectively replacing a right back who can't defend with a left back who can't defend. But at least, he did the job against Manchester United. Didn't really put too much of a foot wrong, and at least we had something resembling a flat back four. So it's just another reminder that if it isn't broken, just don't try to fix it. Why should you even listen to a lot of these people who are complaining about the lack of experimentation or what have you? Just focus on what you're doing. Granted, Zinchenko is injured, but if Zinchenko is injured, you stick with the flat back four, keep that defensive strength, and then use the 4-2-3-1. Even if it means having to use someone like a Leandro Trossard or even an Eddie Nketiah as the false nine, or just waiting for Gabriel Jesus to come back. Brilliantly taken goal by him, by the way. I think once he gets back to his full sharpness, he should definitely start from now on. And the three-way competition between him, Nketiah, and Trossard will be something to savour. I don't know if Kai Havertz will play in that false nine role. I mean, he's certainly, in theory, better there than in midfield. But then, whenever he's had his chances, he couldn't shoot for Tuffy. And it all boils down to the determination to keep Kai Havertz in the team no matter what. I smell Willian vibes all over again, and it's sickening.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that, if you smell Willian vibes. And the thing is with him, it's not even like Willian didn't cost us a penny in that case. We didn't have to give Chelsea a penny. We've had to give Chelsea 65 bags, million, shall I say? And that hurts. If he doesn't, I want him to do really well, and I really, really don't want to criticise him too much. But man, Saka should have scored one as well at the weekend. Let's not get that in. Let's get that in as well. Saka was poor. I have to admit, Saka wasn't at his best. Delot, I think his name is. Man United fans, I do apologise if that is wrong. He was on source until obviously Jesus put him to sleep, but that's a different story. But for Saka, he wasn't good. And from what I saw tonight in that game against Ukraine, and bear in mind, I didn't watch all of it. Don't get me wrong. I didn't watch all of it. I didn't see the goals as well. But from what I saw, about 5-10 minutes of what I saw, it wasn't good enough in that game as well. So I don't know whether it's because he's playing non-stop. And I think maybe he does need a bit of a rest. Maybe, I think it is just an international friendly against Scotland. So maybe he could do something then, Maybe he could just
Yeah,
rest.
I would sooner have him rested. I mean, at least benched for the Scotland friendly, because there really is no point in trying to just continue to flog him until he becomes a dead horse, as it were. And I think, to be fair, there was one moment of absolute quality when he, cut in and on his favoured left foot unleashed a huge shot, which Bushan, the Ukraine goalkeeper, did well to get a hand to and send that onto the bar as opposed to underneath the crossbar, which would have been the go-ahead goal. But I think you're right, really. I think he's in as much as he may be still capable of some individual moments of brilliance, he is being run into the ground, and it's not nice to see. And whether it's a combination of both Arteta and Southgate continuing to play him, and sooner or later, there has to be a consensus between both managers to try and protect this guy. I mean, in as much as people like to call him Star Boy, let's not forget the stars can fade. So if you don't want your star to fade, you've got to protect him.
100%, exactly. We're just going to quickly run through this comment. Obviously, big up Hassan. He's always supporting the channel. 65 equals the heart emojis. Yeah, he's loving it at the moment. He loves it. But no, Chelsea. God, man, I don't really want to talk about you lot at the moment. But yeah, big up your goddamn self, Hassan. But yeah, with Saka, yeah, he's going to end up just running out of steam. I think he is getting there, But on to positive things. Declan Rice, man. Declan Rice, baby. I can't lie. I don't want to see him in that holding role. I think that needs to be left for like a Jorginho or maybe obviously a Partey when he comes back as well. I want to see him in that Xhaka role where he's got that bit of freedom because, yeah, it wasn't the most convincing goal to take. Obviously, he took it down with his chin, I think it was, or his nose. I can't remember which one. I think it was his chin. But to finish it, his movement is just out and out leadership. We've finally got that someone who can be a leader without wearing the armband now, And I can't lie, I can see this guy being our skipper. I know it's too early to say and all that, but if he carries on the way he's going, putting 110% every performance, bro, I don't know about you, man, but it feels like he's been at the Arsenal for a very long time already.
Well, credit to him. He's settled in. It's taken him 4 games. And, let's also, not big him up too much because he did shoot it pretty much at Johnny Evans. And it took a huge deflection off him to send it past the wrong-footed Onana. But, we can't be too harsh on the fella. Easily man of the match. And, that was the performance he probably needed to really cement his place in the maybe not so much the place in the team, but to make people realize that he is, in fact, here to stay. And that really was what everyone was hoping for. And I'm glad that he was able to, do that. And of course, everyone will probably say, well, this is not far from the Manchester United of old. It's nowhere near good enough. But, you can only play against the team in front of you. And after that that dreadful result, I say dreadful because we were expecting to, beat Fulham by at least 2 or 3 goals. And we couldn't even beat them by 1. We drew, and we needed that pick me up. And I really, I don't want people to gas up the win too much, but it was a confidence boost. It was what we needed to get things, a little bit back on track. But again, if we're not introspective enough and honest with ourselves, this hubris will come back again to bite us in the backside like it did near last season. But without digressing, going back to Rice, again, it was a good performance, and he has shown that he can adapt. But we really need to see a little bit more of him. And obviously, once the European game starts, he will have a role to play. He was, of course, the Conference League winning captain with West Ham. So nobody can say that he isn't built for the big European occasions. Full England international play started today as well alongside Saka. Ramsdale was on the bench. And, if he is able to grow and grow and grow, the only thing that can stop him is getting injured. And touch wood, that must never happen. But again, with the Arsenal, we seem to have a disgusting knack of seeing players with spotless fitness records come over here and get injured all too often.
Yeah, definitely, 100% with that. First of all, I would also like to say Nicola Pepe, and I'll get your thoughts, Manny. Nicola Pepe, our old record signing of 72, I believe, something like that, mil, has now, obviously, it's just come out today, but we did know yesterday and the day before. I think we knew this for a long time, to be honest. He has been released, terminated contract. He will go and sign for a Turkish side, I believe. Pepe, just a shame it didn't work out, man. I'm gutted for it. I really thought we had a real good player there, but sometimes you get them right, sometimes you get them wrong, and I believe he come under Unai Emery. So that is one less non-Mikel Arteta player out there. Also, Katie left as well on loan. What's your thoughts on Pepe, first of all, going?
I'm going to say right now that, the fact that when you take a look at some of the stats that he was able to provide us, even coming off the bench, with Willian starting ahead of him, he actually really, should have provided a lot more. I guess, he was a victim in many ways of Arteta's unforgiving style of management where, out of nowhere, he may give you a chance and say, here's a throwaway chance for you, prove yourself. And then, with the pressure being put on him, he just wouldn't be able to do that, just like Kieran Tierney. Because Arteta now has some shiny new toys in the form of Willian Borges or Alexander Zinchenko, and Pepe, like Tierney, would end up, being given the short end of the stick. And, people might say that's life in football, but, it shouldn't have happened to him. It really shouldn't. And there is still a footballer in him. I'm just glad that he's able to go to a club where he can play. It is Trabzonspor, where a certain Kevin Campbell went to play after moving there from Nottingham Forest. And, if with regular football he's able to get back some of the, the form that he showed and the joy that he had, he could still have a decent career. Bear in mind, he's still an Ivorian international, and I think he will be hoping to have a starring role for the Ivory Coast in the African Nations Cup, which will be hosted by them, so they won't need to qualify automatically, as far as I know. But, with any player who leaves the club, all we can do is hope that they, go well with their next club and, just find their happiness again. And, we move on with what we have now. We've got Kai Havertz in the team, and let's see if we can do something about it.
Yeah, with this, it's just disappointing to see. But big up Pepe. I just want you to go be happy, play your football like Manny said. But guys, we are gonna end the show here. It is the Rugby World Cup. It is the Rugby World Cup. Don't worry, Manny. You will get to go and watch that. Don't worry. I made sure that we didn't do a long show. Of course, Manny, thank you so much for joining us, bro. If you would like to shout out your socials, it did just bring you in and bring you out there. Go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, we also have to mention that quite a few of our boys have received nominations for the Ballon d'Or awards, including Aaron Ramsdale for the Yashin Award, and I believe Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard are nominated for the main award itself. If there was another one I missed, I might have to, look that up. But to get a nomination is certainly not small potatoes. But of course, Ramsdale will have competition from ex-Arsenal goalkeeper Emi Martinez, who is, of course, one of the favourites. World champion, Copa America winner, one of the top keepers in the world. But congratulations to the boys, and let this be the start of bigger and better things. And big up as well to MK. Always a pleasure to come on and have a chin wag with him on everything that's been and gone with our club. And it was a sweet one, and nothing much else to talk about. Also, congratulations to Kieran Tierney for winning his 40th Scotland cap in the win over Cyprus, and we will look to lock horns with him when England face Scotland on Tuesday. And nothing much more in terms of Arsenal news, really. Leah Williamson is, of course, back in training, and Beth Mead, I believe, is on the bench tonight for Arsenal. So that's two of our injured England stars back. I mean, at least back on the road to recovery, and hopefully things will go from there. Catch me over here on AFC Talk Show TV. I will keep coming on as often as possible. Other channels, Horace Talks Football, Coach's Corner. I'm going to hop on the watch along with him for the England-Argentina game. We should be starting not too long from now. Del Boy Gunner TV, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments. Southern Gooner, TJ Warren TV. Also big up to Ryan Mather and Huddersfield Town Fan TV. I don't know if he did a watch along tonight. Normally I'd hop along with him for an England watch along. I don't know if he was available, but big up to him. And several other channels that I can't really remember. Oh yeah, Villa TV. And if I missed any one of you, I'll send you a check in the post. But you're all quite important to me. And I always believe that we must keep things respectful. Let's learn to agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Otherwise, no point in having a discussion. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy some of the sports on offer. If you're planning on watching the rugby, all I can say is swing low, sweet chariot. Let's begin with a win. Slay those Pumas. As I said, don't do anything that MK and I wouldn't do. Be safe and be happy. And for now, time for me to split, and I really will have to split, but I will catch you soon, okay?
See you later, Manny. Thank you so much for that, guys. Yes, well, thank you. Please subscribe and like, and we're going to end, of course, this as we're going to end with this. Thank you, guys. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys real soon. Thank you, Manny, once again. Rice, rice, baby people. See you guys in a bit.